Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to another Facebook Live. I'm your host, Olivia Seline. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. I am so freaking excited to share on this topic because I posted a poll, not even a poll, I asked for feedback and questions today over on my Instagram stories about what specifically are you struggling with when it comes to femininity and sensuality and sexuality and sex and relationship, marriage, presence, like all these beautiful things that I'm so insanely passionate about teaching because it directly correlates how we show up in business and the success that we have in business. And I got so much insane feedback over on Instagram, and this question came through multiple times because you guys, we attract who we are, right? And this is something that I have had to work so freaking hard to overcome in the beginning of my journey. So I am a very masculine, dominant, hustler, get shit done type energy, which I'm going to talk about the differences between the masculine and feminine energy a little bit tonight. I do teach on this in my programs and such, so I'm not going to go totally into it because we'll be here all night, and I do want this to be a rather quick Facebook Live for you guys. I know you like to digest information in like smaller little snippets versus me talking to you for over an hour. Because like the other day, what was it, yesterday I did a Facebook Live, or Tuesday, whatever day it was. What day is today? Thursday? Sweet baby Jesus, what day is it today? And I talked for like over an hour. So I want to keep this one shorter. So I want to just be able to dig into this with you guys tonight. But this question came through so many times. I was like, oh my God, I have to go live tonight. I have to talk about this. I'm actually in the process of creating something for you guys around this subject more that is a fraction of the cost of my one-on-one coaching, but will allow me to coach you through these different topics. Because oh my, the feedback coming into my inbox since I said I was stepping more into this type of coaching with the sensuality and the sexuality and sex and relationships and not just business has been insane. And I need to be able to serve more people. And I can only take on such a small handful of one-on-one clients, especially as a projector, which if you don't know human design, I work with a very, very, very small handful one-on-one. So if you're interested in that program, in that mastermind, message me, let me know. And I would love to be able to share that with you guys as well once it's live. So hello, everyone. Yay. Welcome. I'm so freaking excited that you all are here. Loving these comments. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Holy freaking moly. Hello. Make sure you guys say hello in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling today. Hello, Callie and Liv and Christine and Angel. Hello. Marissa, Cindy, Michelle, Barbara, Julie, Nicole. Holy freaking moly. Shannon says, hey, love, I struggle with this so much. I want to connect with my feminine energy so much. I don't really know how, though. We're going to talk about that tonight. Now, feminine energy is something I talk about so much in terms of I could literally talk about this for the next week straight without taking a breath. Like there's so much I can take you into here, and it's such a beautiful individual personal process. However, what I want you to specifically walk away with tonight is how to leave that masculine in your business and at work in that kind of hustle mode and be able to truly tap into the feminine energy in the bedroom. So this is going to be directly related to sex and that connection with your partner, not necessarily in your everyday, although it will ripple into that, and you can take bits and pieces from here and it'll ripple in. So make sure to keep tuning into my Facebook Lives. Make sure that you have like notifications turned on for when I go live, so you can make sure you continue to catch these as I share more and more about this. This is just like the very tip of the iceberg that I want to share with you guys tonight. So the question that came into my inbox was, how do I leave my masculine energy at work so that I can be more present, connected, and receptive in the bedroom? Hello, Christy. Thank you. I love you and miss you so much. Hello. Katie says, how does it feel to be a brunette? It feels crazy. I've been a blonde my entire life except the one time I went brunette out of a box in high school, and then I went back blonde immediately because it looked terrible. It was so bad. And I feel people keep telling me I look like a woman now. They're like, not that you didn't look mature before, but like something about it is like next level. And I love my blondes. Like, trust me, I'll go back blonde at some point. But it just feels like I'm able to embody the sensuality even more. And when I look in the mirror, I see someone different. And it's like the other side of me, I feel like the darker side of me that had so much shame for so long. So it's really fun being able to bring her out. So let's dig in, okay? So I have a few different tips for you tonight. But first, before we dive into those, here's the difference between the masculine and feminine energies. Because if you're new to this, you have to understand this has nothing to do with your gender. The truth of the matter is that every single one of us has masculine and feminine energy. It can be, like you can call it different things if that confuses you with the genders. It can be the yin and the yang, which I actually learned is yang, yin and yang, from a Chinese medicine doctor. So freaking interesting. So the yin and yang, the Shiva Shakti, you've got the firm and the fluid, you have the flexible and the hard, you have different energies, right? So you see the polarity between the two. The masculine energy, that firm energy, is going to be he wants the 20-year plan, right? She wants the get shit done. We hustle. We're go, go, go. We're showing up and we're just like our feet are anchored in and we're going. We're hard. We don't really have much room for flow or for flexibility. It's like analytical, logical. Here's my exact next steps. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's me. Like, it doesn't matter how I feel right now. I'm all in the thinking. I'm all in the brain. I'm all in the head, and I'm like ready to go. Right? I'm going to get it done no matter what. It's like when we get procrastinating and then we're all in our masculine and we're like, just get it done. Right? The other side of that, the polarity that comes with that, the opposite side, which again, nothing to do with gender, we all have it, is the feminine energy, right? The yin and the yang, right? The Shiva and the Shakti. You have the smooth, the flexible, the flow, the ease, the trust, the surrender. It's like this inner knowing that it doesn't matter what the 20-year plan looks like the masculine wants. This is all about the feminine energy. He, right, wants to feel in flow, wants to be able to lean back, wants to be able to trust the process. It's being able to surrender, knowing that you're in a co-creative process. It's almost like this powerful light magic energy that rushes through us, and it just is able to be like, and it's done. I don't have to stress. It's done. Like, I'm here. And both of these, the masculine and the feminine energy, are going to show up both in your business and in your relationship. And the beautiful thing of it is starting to create awareness of which energy is needed to come through right now in order to create polarity. So for example, when I was in hustle mode in my business, especially in the beginning, I've been building businesses for almost 5 years now in different avenues. And when I was first in my business, I went straight on, like, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Hustle is sexy. Like, I'm going to get this shit done. I'm going to outwork everybody. I'm going to be busy AF. Like, it doesn't matter. I was so in my head, right? Masculine, 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 masculine. If you go all the way masculine without infusing some feminine flow into that, and please in the comments, let me know if you have questions on this. Let me know if this is making sense, okay? But if we go all in masculine, you're going to hit burnout. You're going to hit adrenal fatigue, right? Which I have. You will hit things like, and I had it really, really bad. I'm on my way in like my healing journey with it. It's not something that's done overnight. But you will hit exhaustion, and you'll start to lose you'll lose your zest for life. Like, I've had friends where I've literally looked at them and I'm like, the light's missing from your eyes. And it's because they're exhausted, because they're all masculine. It's just like pedal to the metal, get shit done, right? Jessica says me in 2019. Oh, girl, we are going to work on that. Snashana, totally makes sense. Okay, good. So what happens then, if you're all in your masculine, which I was like, I would outwork anybody, okay? And I will sleep when I am dead. I would bring that energy home, and Joe and I would butt heads, and we would argue, and there was zero sexual polarity. It was like two sides of a magnet. He was masculine, I was masculine, and we were like this, trying to connect, and it was like we were like trying to connect, but we couldn't. So we were just butting heads, and we were like resisting each other, right? Polarity is like the opposite sides of the magnet, where you have the masculine and the feminine, and you're able to come together and form an entire magnet, right? You have connection, you have sexual polarity, you have desire, you have attraction, which are so important in order to show up fully in the bedroom and fully receive pleasure in that moment, right? So what happened was I was so masculine in my business, and then I would come home and I was so masculine at home that he wasn't turned on. I wasn't turned on because I was all business. I was like, I got to get shit done. Excuse me. There is so much for me to do. Like, I will have sex in 5 years. Once I get there, once I get to this income, then we will have sex. Or I would be like, oh, well, it's been like a week since we've had sex. I should probably have sex tonight. Put it on my to-do list, all in my masculine, very analytical, right? All in my head. Check it off of my to-do list. Make sure that I looked at it as like another task that I needed to get done. Like, how sick is that, right? And so many of you can relate to this. Sex is not supposed to be that way. And I don't care how long you've been together, how long you've been married, you can have really damn good, passionate sex. I promise you that. Our sex life keeps getting better and better and better. But what I had to do, I feel like I have a booger. That's really embarrassing. Oh my God, so embarrassing. Okay. Like, if it falls out, I mean, that's just what's going to happen while I'm talking about sex. Super sexy, I know. So anyway, so I would bring home this masculine energy, right? And then I would bring that into the bedroom and I would make sure he was taken care of. We were good. I was like, oh, yay, we're connecting. And then I'd be like, okay, check off my to-do list. Okay, I'm going to go back to work. There was no cuddling. There was no connection. There was no like extended foreplay. Like it was just in and it was out. No pun intended, kind of pun intended. Like get it done. Cool. Check off my to-do list, right? Brittany, thank you. That means everything coming from you, hair queen. Thank you. So it's so crazy. Hello, Celia. So good to see you. So good to see you. So what would happen was masculine in my business, masculine in the bedroom. Nothing was happening in either. I was hitting burnout in my business, even though I loved what I did. I was starting to resent it, even though I loved my clients. I loved my husband, but I kept like putting him off to the side. Like, oh, we'll have sex eventually. Like, we'll get to the relationship eventually. I have to do my business. Like, this is for us, babe. And he's like, I don't know how much longer I can take this. And I wasn't able to drop into that feminine energy. I wasn't able to drop into that sexual polarity. And we were butting heads and there was nothing there. Okay. So I want to share with you a couple pieces of how to tap in, because who can relate to that? Give me some love if you can relate to this, where you get so in your masculine, you're not able to have an orgasm, you're not able to receive pleasure, you're not able to be present because you're so focused on the 18,000 other things that you have to do that you're all in your head, you're not in your heart, you're not able to feel in that moment. Therefore, it's just like, okay, cool, we're done, moving on with my life. And we're not able to fully anchor into that moment and experience the pleasure that sex was created for. Sex was literally created for pleasure. As women, we were created for pleasure. We have a pleasure button on our bodies, right? Called the clitoris. We all have one. And it's there specifically for pleasure. It is not there for any other reason. And when you're able to anchor back in and tap into that feminine energy, be able to tap into the pleasure that you were created for very specifically by someone so much bigger than us, you're able to, I kid you not, when I tapped into that and I anchored back into that, I was able to have quantum leaps in my business because of how I started showing up differently in sex, differently for myself, differently in pleasure alone. I was able to learn how to receive again. And I kid you not, money came in, clients came in, ideas came in, everything changed. Amy says, yes, this was me working on it though. Amen, girl. Jessica's raising her hand. Melissa, hello. Shannon, preach girl. A freaking men. So here's the first thing I want you to do, okay? In order to tap out of the masculine. Now, here's the thing too. I don't want you to get rid of the masculine. The masculine energy is a beautiful energy. And again, we all need it. If you're all in your feminine, you're like aloof up in the clouds. Like, I'm just going to like have all the ideas and I'm never going to get things done. And your messages don't get answered. People are wondering if you actually run a business. People are confused by you. You're not really following through on anything. You're not really making money, but you have so many ideas. You need to kick in your masculine, right, in your business in that moment and go into work mode and get shit done. You've got to do that. So don't get rid of it. We're talking about balance here. We're talking about this flow. It's never going to be 50-50. It's going to be a pendulum that's going to swing. And sometimes you're going to need more masculine to get shit done. Sometimes you're going to need to lean back and trust the freaking process, girlfriend, right? Sometimes in my marriage, Joe's gone most of the time. I have to tap into my masculine energy or the dog wouldn't get fed. The kitties wouldn't get new cat litter. The bills wouldn't get paid because I would be all up in my feminine. There has to be a beautiful blend of both. It's number one, creating the awareness of which energy, which one is needed in this situation. How can I create polarity here? How can I, if you've crossed everything off of your business to-do list and you're running the ads, right? Or you've got the branding, you did the photo shoot, you've created the program, you've launched, you're all in your masculine. Infuse some feminine energy into that. I promise you it'll make a difference. Lean back. Trust the process. Know that there's a greater plan for it. Start to really focus on the being and the energetics behind what it is that you're doing. The being and the doing have to go hand in hand. The doing being the masculine, the being being the feminine. Are you following me with this? Like they have to go hand in hand. So what I want you to do is number one, create self-awareness around just start noticing what energy am I bringing to this? So for me, when I was first starting to study this and I was first starting to integrate it myself, because I will only teach to the extent of which I have integrated. And anyone that you hire ever is not, they should not be just regurgitating information that they've learned from you. It's all about the embodiment, the integration. I have done this work for almost a year. I am passionate about it. That is why I teach it, because this has been a game changer for me personally. I've worked with my clients on this. This has been some of their greatest breakthroughs, and now I get to share it with you, right? This is why I do this work, because it matters. So I have integrated this. So I started with creating awareness around what energy am I showing up here with? So for example, I would be like working and I was like, okay, cool. I'm creating a sales process. Okay, masculine, check. I'm noticing that. That's what it feels like in my body. That's what it feels like in my head. That's the thoughts that are going through. Okay, I feel this. This is what's happening. Awesome. I would go home and I would notice, I would start creating awareness around when I was with my husband, and I started realizing when we were butting heads, I was trying to lead the situation. He was trying to lead the situation. Therefore, we created rivalry instead of like togetherness. Okay. So I started to create awareness of it, of like, oh, how can I like tweak this a little bit? So I started to embody my feminine energy more at home when he was here. Now, how that can look is something really small. It can be something as simple as getting ready for the day. Look good. Be feel good about yourself. Like, we all have done the whole sweaty sports bra, messy bun for the 18th day in a row. And here's the thing. I am all for a good sweaty sports bra, like slouchy kind of holey sweatshirt, yoga pants, like messy bun all day, every day. Okay. I love that look too. I love to be comfy. But when I wanted to start embodying my feminine more, it was me starting to dress up for the day, actually pull myself together, throw some lashes on maybe. Maybe I threw some lipstick on that day. Maybe I actually curled my hair or actually took a shower and I smelled good for the day. I don't know. It was just little tiny things that I could start to do where he would get home from work and he was like, oh, something's different here. And it wasn't just what I looked like. It was the energy in which I brought when I actually took care of myself. Are you following? So it was that, right? So there's that one tiny little thing. The second little teeny tiny thing you can do, take a bath instead of a shower. Masculine is going to be all up in the shower, scrub, go. Got to get out of here, right? Now, feminine, she's going to take a bath maybe, or she's going to take a shower, but she's going to create an experience around it, okay? It's all about the presence, the embodiment, the experience, the pleasure, the luxury in the moment. So you might have some essential oils that are in the shower, so it smells really good. You're initiating that sense, right? You're smelling it. It smells really good. You're like massaging your body. You're lathering the body wash into your body, right? You're taking really nice oils after your shower and you're massaging it into your body. You're feeling it in your skin. You're really being present in the moment with your body, expressing your sensuality, right? You're experiencing life through your senses in that moment, and you're embodying your feminine energy. Little things like receiving compliments. How you receive one thing is how you receive most things. So if you can't receive an orgasm, if you can't receive money, then how are you at receiving compliments? Start there, right? For so many of my clients, that terrifies them for me to tell them to go in the bedroom and be present. I'm like, well, how can you be present in like the everyday, in the little moments first, to work up to the art of that, practice it, and then bring that into the bedroom. We can start small here. So receive a compliment. When someone tells you you have beautiful hair, you don't just go, oh, this, like, it's kind of faded a little bit, and like, I don't know, they didn't style it right. It's like, thank you. I can receive that. I just messaged a mentor the other day of mine, and I said, hey, I just wanted to tell you, like, I am obsessed with your energy. I've been following you for years. Like, I just had to tell you that I love being around you. Like, there's just something about you. I'm not trying to be creepy. Like, I just genuinely love your vibe. And I extended a compliment, and she literally said, thank you so much. I can receive that. And I was like, that is beautiful, beautiful, receptive, feminine energy work. So it's the little teeny tiny things. Before bed, put on some nice PJs. Put on like some silk satin PJs instead of like ratty old boxer shorts that you've been wearing for the last 10 years you were married. Little teeny tiny things to start embodying the feminine, right? I like candles. I love to have candles. I'm all about the ambiance, the smells, the sights, like what kind of environment I'm in. And that allows me to bring that feminine energy. But it's starting with creating awareness. How am I showing up here? What's the energy in which I'm bringing to this situation? How can I create polarity here? I do this in business too. Where do I need to be more masculine today? What's honoring my feminine today? How am I nourishing myself today? How am I taking care of myself today, right? It's this beautiful balance between the two. They're both needed. Now, that kind of brings me into number 2, which is what helps you feel feminine. Again, something tiny that you can do, something so small, because how we show up in one area is how we show up in most areas. So I want you to start doing these little tiny things that your soul is calling you to do. because that will affect how you show up in the bedroom and how you show up in business and how you're able to embody that feminine energy more. But another thing that I tried to do more was, how can I infuse feminine energy into things that I'm already doing? For example, my workouts. I am all for a good, like, heavy weights, throwing some weights around the gym, sweating my ass off to really intense music. But what energy do you think that is? Masculine or feminine energy? What energy is that in the gym? Shannon says, I need to reconnect with my sexuality. My relationship with my wife is amazing, but our intimacy is not where either of us want it. I am just now starting to figure it all out. 100%. And that's just it. Like, in same-sex relationships, it's the exact same way. One of you is going to be more masculine, one of you is going to be more feminine, and it's needing to create polarity there as well, and figuring out what energy can you bring there to, instead of rivaling the other person, you're like dancing with them. Such a different energy there, right? Snashana says, beautifully said. I may just need my bath time tonight. I love this. Yay. So that's what I want you to do. So no one answered. I'll answer for you. So what would happen, though, throwing the weights around the gym? It's a very masculine vibe workout. Now, again, it's needed in certain situations. There are days where I'm like, I just need to throw some freaking weights around, or I need to go for a run, but let's be real. I don't run unless something is chasing me, or unless my life is in danger. So for me, it was, I started creating space for feminine workouts. Things I could do to really like move this energy through my body. So things like dance, yoga, bar, Pilates, booty yoga is one of my favorite things to do, very primal movement. It was all about, how can I just start to move my body in a way that feels so good for me, so nourishing for me. And that was able to help me connect into the feminine energy. Right? Little teeny tiny things. Now, the third thing I want you to do, which specifically relates to then showing up in the bedroom and being present and connected and receptive by tapping into that feminine energy, is in the act, right? You're having sex, you're having intercourse in this moment. So often we're all up in our head and we're thinking about all the million things we need to do. I need to cook this dinner. The kids there might walk in. I got to change the laundry. Oh, I forgot to pick up the dog from the groomer. Oh my gosh, I was going to launch this thing tomorrow. Oh my God, I just got this great idea. All up in your head. I want you to drop into your heart. And I want you to, and how I'm going to have you do that is start to practice presence and start thinking, feeling it out. Like, you can even speak it if you need to, like maybe even under your breath. Maybe you share this with your partner, whatever it might be. But start to think and speak and feel into what you're feeling in that moment, right? Sensuality through your senses. How are you feeling in that moment? Start to describe it. Start to bring yourself back to you. So when you start going out like this, you bring yourself back in and you're like, presence. Where am I right now? Who am I with? What am I feeling? What does that feel like? Do I like that? Do I not? Am I speaking up for myself? Am I not? Because the truth is, you have to be able to have this communication with your spouse, with your partner. We talked about this in the other live video I did this week, right? Where we talked about how to have that open, honest communication and how that's so vital. If you're not asking for what you want in the bedroom and you're not speaking up for yourself in the bedroom, most of the time you're not asking for what you want in other areas of your life, and you're not speaking up for what you want in other areas of your life. It's all correlated. So I want you to really start bringing yourself into that moment, and instead of just trying to get him off really quick, right, or get her off really quick if she's more sexually aroused and more turned on, I want you to really practice bringing yourself to that moment and asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? What's going on here? What's happening? How am I feeling? Do I like this? Do I not? Do I want more of this? Do I not? And start to verbalize, start to share what it is that you want more of. Start to be open and start to really bring yourself back to that present moment. Instead of being all the way out here thinking about all the things, bring yourself back in. And you're here. You're in this moment. Now, for me, it literally took me giving permission to my husband to call me out in the moment when he can tell that my mind is out in somewhere else. Because I can almost promise you, every single person here, that your partner knows when your head is not in the game. They know when you're thinking about a million other things and they've gotten used to it and they're just like, okay, this is just how it is. And they're bummed, they're hurt, especially I'm sure women are the exact same way, but men are performers. Like they want to be, they're competitive, right? They want to be competing for your attention in that moment. They want to know that they are pleasing you. But sometimes we get so far away from that they're almost just like this is just how it is now. Like, that kind of sucks, but like it is what it is. And like, we're still having sex. So I'm going to be really grateful for that. So how can you be in that moment so much that you are turned on, that you are receiving pleasure, that you are so present and connected and in the moment with them, that your intimacy is increased, you're passionate again, you've got that fire again, you guys are able to be in this. Sex is a spiritual practice. You know, sometimes, yes, there's quickies and it can be very physical as well. And it can be really fun and it can be really rough and it can be awesome, like in whatever way you want it to be. But it can also be this beautiful, delicate dance between the two of you. And it can be this rough dance between the two of you. It can be whatever you want it to be. But it's meant for you to be connected with yourself, you to be connected with him, with her. It's meant to be an experience. So how can you bring yourself back to presence? Are you following? The comments stopped, so I'm curious what your thoughts are. And then I have one more final tip for you. Let me know. The final one is going to be, anyway, I think I forgot to finish my thought there. When I had to give Joe permission, because I couldn't get myself to like get out of my head, I was still so in my head, I gave him permission to call me out in the moment. I literally gave him permission in the moment, and I wasn't allowed to get mad, to say, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Come back to me. We're here. We're in it. It's you and me. Let it go. And it was so different. It was so like, and it allowed him to lead. It allowed him to take control in that moment and be in his masculine, like his roaring masculine, right? It was this beautiful, beautiful thing that when I gave him space to rise, I was also rising. The rise of the divine feminine can be the rise of the divine masculine. Like we can grow and we can rise together. It can be this beautiful thing, but you need to allow him to lead sometimes. You need to call on his masculine again. You need to give him that space. So what was really powerful is I told him to do that, and he literally would start calling me out. Celia says, that's so powerful, and I love that you gave him permission. 100%. Jessica, this is so enlightening. Good. I'm so happy this is hitting home. It connected us deeper. He was speaking it when he called it out. I was able to be like, oh my God, you're right. Like, sorry. I can't bring myself back here. What am I feeling? What am I desiring? What am I loving? What am I like? Okay, how does it feel? What's going on in my body? Where am I feeling it? And I started to get back in tune with myself and pleasure. And it was so insane. And then the final piece of this, the final tip I have for you for tonight, we could go on forever, is I let him lead. I let him lead, which kind of goes with the last one, but I literally would give him this room to lead me. I would have him tell me what he wanted. I would ask him to do X, Y, Z, right? I would be so in the moment. And when we started, and I literally asked Joe a while back, when I first started teaching this stuff back in like April, and I taught it more in private groups. I never thought I would be sharing any of this publicly, but hello, here we are. I hope you guys love it. Hope my dad's not watching. But I remember I asked him, I'm like, what took us to the next level sexually? Like before he went on deployment, I was like, what shifted for us? And he literally said, we started focusing on you. You let me lead you. You let me take care of you. You let me pleasure you. Like I would just push him away so often because I was like, it's fine. We just got to go quick. Like it has to be, like I got stuff to do. I have somewhere to be. Like, okay, he got off out and we're good now. He finished. Okay, we're good. Moving on. I had to tap back into me receiving in that moment, me experiencing pleasure in that moment. And I kid you not, so many women feel selfish for that. You're not selfish. You're not selfish because when you are turned on, your partner is turned on. I promise. Try it. Experiment. Let me know. Let me know. Your man, your woman wants to take care of you. Now, we take care of him as well. Trust me, he's good. Like we're all good there. But it really was about letting him lead and giving him this space to take care of me. And that put me into my feminine, nurtured energy versus me trying to control the situation and lead the situation and get it quick, busy, hustle, get shit done energy. He was able to rise. I was able to rise. It was this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience. So try it. Let me know how it goes. I hope that this helped. I hope that this is speaking to you. It really is about creating the awareness. It's about being so mindful of what energy is needed here. What energy am I bringing to the table here? What energy is my partner in right now? How can I create polarity here? Let's see. Jessica says, I feel like I'm hurting his feelings if I tell him what I want because it's like he thinks he knows what he's doing. LOL. How do I get past that? Yes. So the whole point of it is not like, don't do that. It's being more vocal about what it is that you do like in the moment. So like more of that, please. That feels really good. Making certain sounds, like it's all connected, right? It's literally connected from our throat all the way down. So you need to move the energy through. So telling him, using sound to show him, really speak it out loud what it is that you like, because he's competitive. He's going to do more of that because he's going to want to see that look on your face, or he's going to want to hear that sound come out of your mouth, or see your body do that thing that it does, right? He wants to see the hair stand up on your arms. He wants to see you experiencing pleasure. So when you tell him that you want more of that, that's going to help him see that you do that. Now, when you're not in sex, because it's a very vulnerable space to be in, right? You can open up. If you're feeling like he's still not getting it, you can have a conversation, and you can even ask him, what do you like? And I'll ask Joe this sometimes. I'm like, what do you like when I do? Like, tell me about it. Tell me about it. And I might even do this in text so we can start a little dirty text conversation. But I'll ask him, like, what is it that I do that drives you crazy in the bedroom? Like, what do you love? What do you want more of? And I give him space. And at first, I mean, we never talked about this stuff. So at first he was like, what the hell are you talking about? Where's my wife? Right? And we would be like kind of joking about it. And then now it starts these beautiful conversations, very open, honest, transparent, vulnerable conversations. And it's not in a space of judgment, or it's not in a space of tearing him down. It's building him up. And it's really being vocal about, like, I just love it when you do X. It makes me feel so good and so held and so taken care of and so turned on when you do this. And I'm so vocal about it that he wants to do more of that, because he's like, oh man, I want to see this side of her. More of this, please, right? Thank you, more, please. Like, I love this. I can create more of this for her. Now, another thing you can do is start to learn your body and learn what it is that you love so that you can communicate that to him. Because naturally, when you give yourself what you want, this is even something you can do outside of the bedroom. Like, if you wish that he would draw you a bath at night and pour you a glass of champagne and serve you in the bath, start doing it for yourself. Not to get him to do it for you, because do it because you're focused on your own happiness and your own wholeness, right? So I might go draw myself a bath, and when I get out of the bath, I might talk about how freaking good I feel and how amazing it feels to take care of myself in that way. And then naturally he's competitive as the masculine energy, right? And he's going to want to make me happier than I can make me. So it becomes this like thing where it's like, if I'm taking care of, because that's the truth, we have to stop putting it on our partner to complete us. Our partner does not complete us. I love my husband more than anything. I'm obsessed with him. I want to be on him 24/7, not even just in a sexual way. I just genuinely, like, when he gets home one day from this deployment, I'm going to be like on him. Like, he's going to be trying to pee and I'm going to be like on his back. Like, I just need to be with you. Like, I love him so much, but he doesn't complete me. And if he decided to move on with his life, my heart would be broken. I would be sad. I'd go through a grieving process, but I know I would be okay because my safety, my wholeness is within myself. It is not within him. It is not without something external. I learned this today from my coach. Safety is not external. Safety is a thing that we find within ourselves, and we connect with it within ourselves, and then we can feel safe and grounded and whole no matter what happens in life. We might get shaken, right? But we're whole, we're anchored in because we've got everything we need right here. It's not relying on somebody else. So I don't rely on Joe to make me happy. He does make me happy. But when I used to focus so heavily on him making me happy all of the time, I was miserable. And he was miserable because I showed it. But when I focus on my own happiness, like drawing myself a bath, pouring myself a glass of champagne, self-pleasure, taking care of me, doing the things that made me happy, kid you not, he turned on, he made me happy. It's this beautiful dance. And he knows he's focused on his wholeness and his happiness as well. And we're better together because we don't have expectations that are draining both of us that we can't meet, because guess what? He can't read your mind and I can't read his mind. As much as I would love to, I would love to know what goes on in a man's head every day, but I can't. It's not possible. So let's see. Kelly, thank you so much. Yay. Jessica, does that help you? That answer? Raquel says, random question. I've been sleeping with someone for 5 months off and on, and I can't seem to ever have an orgasm. I feel nervous, like perhaps there's a disconnect with safety that prevents me from relaxing into sexual stuff enough to get to that place. It's very mental because I'm very attracted to him. Any advice? 1,000%. So I don't know your story deep enough to know if there's like anything in the past that might be like specifically triggering this. That would be totally different. But it's kind of like what I said earlier. In the moment, if I'm finding myself like nervous, like I kid you not, when we have sex for the first time after he comes home from deployment, it is like having sex for the first time all over again. It is like nervous. You've got butterflies. I'm going to like take a shot before, like dear sweet baby Jesus. It is going to be so different. And like all the work I've been doing since he's been gone, it's going to be insane. So I'm going to have that like nervous, like anxious feeling that it's going to be hard for me to be present in the moment. One thing that you can do is be present in the moment and start really anchoring into like how you feel in that moment. So if I find my head like all over the place, or I'm really nervous, or I can't seem to like anchor myself in, I bring myself into my body and I'm like, okay, what am I feeling? What is he doing to me? Where am I feeling this? What am I liking? What's happening here? Like I bring myself literally into like very even like anatomically, like what's happening on my body? Where is he? Where am I feeling this? How is it feeling? Okay, do I want more of that? And I start to really anchor into, let me know if this is helping, Raquel. I anchor into that present exact moment because it gets us out of our head of like thinking all of the things, and it gets us out of that, you know, overthinking and the fear and the doubt and all of these things that start coming in, and we start thinking about all the craziness or whatever, and it puts us out and it brings us back inward. And we're like, okay, I'm in this moment. I'm here. I'm feeling this. It feels good. Okay. I like it when he's doing that. Okay. I'm here. I'm safe here. I'm supported. I'm held. And then if you're comfortable enough to have the conversation with him, you can have him bring you back. So like I said earlier, what I do with Joe is I gave him permission to tell me, let it go. Come here. You're safe here. And I literally was able to then in that moment, I'm like, okay, you're right. Okay, bring myself back. And he was like, it's you and me, babe. It's you and me. It's just us. You're safe. I've got you. You're held in this. It's okay. We're here. And I'm like, okay, you're right. And I'm able to like, instead of being like this, all tense, I'm able to be like, okay, relax back into the moment. Be present here. Yes, I'm in my head and it totally derails the moment. 1,000%. And that's what happens. Like we're in our masculine, right? We're in our masculine and we go total mode of like so much going on. And we go up into our head. We have to drop back into our heart, back into the feeling, back into that femininity, back into that what's happening in my senses right now? What's going on here? How can I embody this and really anchor back into this moment? I love that question. So beautiful. I love it. So you guys, I hope that this helped. I really, really do. If you have any further questions, I shared over on Instagram today, specifically around these topics. What is it that you want to know more about? I have a program coming. I have some fun things coming. So if you want to know about that when it's launched, if this topic is like, yes, I need more work here, please help me. I want to be able to discuss this further. Message me. I would love to do that. It's anyone. It's in, man-woman relationships, same-sex relationships. It's all the same. I promise you there's masculine, there's feminine energy in both. And it has to be sexual polarity in the relationship. Does not matter your gender. We need to know how to balance both of the energies in order to have that deeper intimacy and that long, sustainable, like next level sex. And that is why I'm so passionate about this work. I promise you, it absolutely directly affects how you show up in your relationship, how you show up in your business, how you show up in your life, how you show up everywhere else. So if you have questions around this specifically, my phone's plugged in. I was trying to show you. Message me on Instagram. Let me know what you want to see more of at Olivia Seline over on Instagram if you're not following me over there yet, because there's so much coming in this realm. So I love you. I love you. I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me. Let me know how this goes for you. My favorite celebrations and wins to get in my inbox. I love when people make money. I love when all this happens too in business, but like there's just something next level when I get celebrations and wins of the next level sex that the women that I work with are having. I would love to be able to celebrate that with you. So please let me know how it helps as you integrate it. And until next time, I'll see you guys next week. Have an incredible rest of your evening. Happy almost Friday, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.